This is just some corrugated cardboard that's roughly going to show you what I'm looking for. It's got some long tapered lines, and I'm going to try to use some half-lap joints for the joinery. I'm going to start to transfer these individual parts that are going to make up this build onto some of those premium pine boards. Let's get started.
Here's the first board with all of the parts for both sides of the chair. Now I'm gonna drill some holes at some opportune spots here in between the parts with a Forstner bit, and that's gonna allow me to make some tight turns with the jigsaw. There's nothing fancy going on here. I'm just breaking these down to smaller, more manageable pieces, so I don't have to lug over this 8-foot board to the bandsaw and try to fumble around with it. Here you can see how those holes really help me out. Alright, so now we're at the bandsaw, and we're breaking these down to individual parts now. Now keep in mind, I'm not cutting directly to the line. Some of these might be pretty close, but I'm really trying to leave myself some wiggle room here. All those finer cuts are going to be done at the miter saw and at the table saw later on. Something else to keep in mind is how I laid these parts out on the board. I always have the factory edge as a reference point for each of these parts. That's so later on I can use the miter fence with those factory edges. Sneaking up on the angles here. This is a taper jig for the table saw. You have a fence that's MDF, and you have the bottom plate that's also MDF. I think it's 1/2 inch MDF in this one. What I'm doing here is I'm clamping my workpiece to the edge of the base plate of this taper jig so that my cut line lines up with the edge of the MDF. To make this a little bit easier, you want to transfer your cut line from the top of your workpiece down onto the side on the end grain so you can line up the edge of the jig with your cut line. Once again, using the factory edge as the reference for the fence. Do yourself a favor and use a zero clearance insert on your table saw, and you won't have any of those sort of issues. Using the same scrap piece of MDF that I used for the taper jig on the table saw as a base to sandwich my parts together while using the router to hog out the material for the half-lap joints. Chair sides have been assembled, and now I'm rough sanding to remove glue squeeze out. second board where I'm starting to process the chair rails that will hold the two sides of the chair together. Here, I'm reusing the MDF from the tapered table saw sled for a new jig to fixture the chair rails and the domino in place. This will make sure that I get consistent domino location on all chair rails. Anytime you see me use the domino, keep in mind that you could accomplish the same thing with dowels. This is another fixture to make sure the dominoes are in the correct place. I'm using the rest of the second board to create a frame that will sandwich the chair webbing clips in place. This is a slurry of wood glue and sawdust that I'm using to hide any small gaps in the half-lap joints. I'm also gluing a small V-shaped piece that didn't survive on both chair sides. This was probably poor design on my part. Now to sand the hard to reach places before the glue up. Don't forget to wipe off any glue squeeze out.